Good afternoon. I'm David Hope-Jones from the Scotland-Malawi Partnership, and absolutely thrilled to be joined today by two very senior guests from Malawi. Let me introduce Professor Richard Mkandawire, who is the chair of the National Planning Commission, and Mr. Adwell Zembele, who is the acting director for economic planning in Malawi, but also the interim secretariat for the National Planning Commission. We're going to have a quick conversation today because I think a lot of the members of the Scotland-Malawi Partnership will be really interested to learn more about the National Planning Commission, the new Malawi Growth and Development Strategy 3, and particularly how Scotland can have a role in these quite exciting new developments. So perhaps let me start by asking you both what your perspective of the Scotland-Malawi friendship is. Is this the first time you've been to Scotland? And what do you think really makes it special, that bilateral relationship?
We're very honoured to visit Scotland. As you know, Scotland has had long historical ties with Malawi. And indeed, it's not just Malawi, but it's the rest of the Southern Africa region. Many of us, were educated through Scottish missionary connections, including my own grandfather, and some of my teachers are Scottish, and it's a great honor that we're able to begin to rekindle this relationship through the Malawi Planning Commission.
I wonder if you could tell me more about the National Planning Commission. What is it? Is it a part of government?
The National Planning Commission was established late last year by the Malawi government through an act of parliament as an institution that will provide consistent support to planning to ensure that there's both a continuity and commitment of national development plans. It is an independent institution that will oversee the planning process in the country by working very closely with various government ministries, civil society organizations, and various other stakeholders.
I'd be really interested in your views about how Scotland can help with your work, with the work of the Commission, but specifically the delivery of this new strategy.
The strategy has identified 5 key priority areas that we see as being very critical in the next 5 years in transforming Malawi. For example, we have agriculture, irrigation, and water development, especially focusing on climate change. That one is an important area for Malawi, looking at the climate change impacts that the economy is facing. And secondly, we are talking about education and skills development, whereby we are saying we need to ensure that the youth in Malawi are not left behind, but their skills are developed.
So, if there was just one thing that you really wanted to tell all those Scottish organisations that have links with Malawi, what would that be? What's the take-home message?
The key message now would be to say, going forward, can we now reflect at what we have come up with and then strategize on how best we implement it by identifying key issues that would make a difference to the people of Malawi, as outlined in the strategy.
The relationship from what we know is a relationship of trust that has evolved over many years between the various Scottish organizations and Malawian organizations. And it is that model that perhaps is worth documenting and exploring. How does a model like this one get enhanced in terms of partnerships at the global level, partnerships at a bilateral level. So in as much as it may not be a relationship of government to government, but even at the governmental level, how does one really look at that as a model that could be exported?
Well, thank you so much for answering all of our questions. It's been great fun to chat this afternoon. Really appreciate the time from your busy itinerary to chat to ourselves and our members. And perhaps very kindly, they're going to give us a copy of the new strategy. So very happy to take this on behalf of the people of Scotland and accept your challenge of helping Malawi deliver its Growth and Development Strategy 3. So, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thanks ever so much.